Okay, welcome to today's Enlightenment program. EPC4, this is week 2 and day 1. It's so nice to have every one of you. It's so beautiful to know you guys are in the program today. And it's not easy coming week 1 and taking your time out for week 2. It shows there's been a lot of improvements. There is a need for let me keep going, which is actually very nice. So before we dive deep into today's or this week's lecture, I have some information to pass across, which is there is going to be a mentee form shared with us. We are going to be the first participants on it before it is shared in the community, where you get to show your interest if you want to be mentored by someone, where you get to like show your interests and not the rest. So I think I made a mistake in somebody's presence. Okay. This is why I said the form should be live. Daniel did not tell me that. I did not feel his time. And apparently I filled his for Abdullahi. Then I just saw Abdullahi join now. Okay, then 14. That's why I gave us this form, so that you can look at it. It's not for fun. No. That is why I gave us, so that you can see it. Yeah, so like I was saying, so the link is going to be dropped in the comment box or also in the channel. Do you understand? In case I forget, somebody, if I drop it, just copy it so you can at least paste it for everyone. It's a form for you to show that you are interested to be mentored. Aside from the fact that you plan to join advanced programs, go further, if you are willing to go further, aside from the fact that you want to go further, enroll with in any of our advanced program, if you think after you want to enroll, you still need that one-on-one mentorship. Do you understand? You still want someone that you can eat up in the afternoon, eat up in the middle of the day, depending on your mentor, actually, depending on your mentor. If you think you still need someone like that, you might need to just fill the form. And like I said, the advanced program is available and at discounted rates. But like we know, the Dev and Design program is once in a year, I think, for UI UX. So in case spending the time, you will enjoy your benefits. In case you are one of the top participants, we are not going to be ruling it off. Anytime you get to enjoy your benefits, or as our community member, anytime you will be able to use your 5% discount for the next UI UX program, you can still join under the Mentor Mesh program, where we connect mentees to mentors. So our mentors are going to be designers with over 3 years experience. So there are people that you can reach, people with 4 or 5 years, and it's free. It's like an ADP list version, but this one is Design Cave version. That is how it looks like. So I had to call that for you to understand how it's going to run. There is no software platform. There is no platform for that, but there's going to be a connection. I think all of our mentors are to like give us their WhatsApp number. So you guys are going to be added to a group. So based on the mentor you get added with, he or she can decide to tell you, oh, I have a paid program that gives you, maybe normally the volunteering or the mentoring program is 3 hours in a week with him or her. If you decide that, okay, since my mentor has a paid program. Okay, it's not for me. So since my mentor has a paid program, you might want to like join. So it's another thing, it's another benefit, pending when every of the benefits entitled to everyone in the community is given to them for Dev and Design. But I think Design Mastery starts their program, I think August or thereabouts. So if you are benefits enough to say, okay, you want to join Design Mastery program, you'll be joining. If you're a beneficiary for Dev and Design, obviously you will get everything entitled to you. And lastly, I was made to realize there is a reward for the earliest person in the class so far. So that is why that form is very transparent. So you feel it. Let me know when I've put your time wrongly. Let me know when I've not filled your time. Many a times I might not be be able to tell when everybody has joined, because I might be explaining and can't tell when you join, or I might not be able to see the names. Like right now, I can only see two tabs, two names. And that's Mutmaina and Oluwaseun. The rest people is just showing me plus, I think 3 or 4 others. So always call my attention to it. Feel free to unmute your mic if it starts. So let me know. Yeah. So with that being said, from the organization, I think that is all. Yeah, once again, Design Cave. On behalf of Design Cave, I'm saying welcome. And for our week one tax, I saw everybody's response. For some people, I couldn't access their form when I checked it on from the Slack channel, because checking on Slack channel is my own account. I could not access. So I don't know if it's because it is not Design Cave checking it, but I could not access it. And for some people, I dropped some comments. Some people I dropped. So check on it. If it's a comment you need to work back or you need my input, feel free to reach out to me and we'll work on it. Now, getting into the business of today, and before we go further, do I have any other question from last week? Is there someone that wants to say something about what we discussed last week? Yes. Do you have anything you want to tell me about last week? Let's open the floor before walking into Figma today. So do you have something you want to say from last week? Do we have anybody that can give us a summary, a wrap-up of what we did last week? A wrap-up of what we did last week. Yeah. A wrap-up of what we did last week. Is there anybody? I know how brilliant all of you are. But if like when I say, oh, let's do this, let's call in. So I'm going to mute my mic for 3 minutes to allow you go to the Google Classroom and check. So I'm going to give us 3 minutes. Okay, I have Daniel. But no, okay, Daniel, you're going to give us 3 minutes as well. I need like 3 hands raised. So I'm giving us 3 minutes to like go and read up. 3 minutes, just go and do expo, and in 6, okay, let's say in 6:24, I'll be back. Should I assume we thought enough? Yeah, because I know we have like 4 more minutes. So let's someone. Okay, Daniel.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. So last week, a brief rundown, we delved into the types of UX design, that's the different roles in UI UX. And we mentioned about five of them, if I'm not mistaken. UX researcher, UI designer, the product designer, which encompasses both the UI design and the whole research methods embedded in it. Then we talked about UX writer, who is like a content writer in UI UX, in the UI UX niche. Then we spoke about the interaction designer, which could also double as a motion designer. And we discussed how each of them have different roles and how some roles could actually be merged together who depending on whichever role you want to take in the niche.
Okay, that's actually that's very detailing. That's very, very detailing. So, do we have any other person? Do we have any other person that might want to contribute? Or we should just, or we just take it as someone has explained for us. So let's go with the flow. Are we doing go with the flow? Okay, don't let me waste too much of our time. Okay, that was actually a very good summary of what we did last week. We spoke about UI UX, myth, the lies, the truth, the principles of good design, and types of UX design, where we discussed extensively on, okay, now that you know there are types of UX design, there are different niche, where do you want to settle for? And we had people come up with different answers and where they willingly fit. So this week, we'll be talking about mastering the basics of Figma, which is one of the core purpose of every of this teaching. So today we'll be talking about the tool that will change the way you design, and that is Figma. And one thing I want you to know, if you're hearing Figma or for the first time or you've always heard it, today you don't have to be like very perfect in your answers. You don't have to be perfect today. You just need to like try everything and get familiar. That is design journey. You don't have to know everything at once. And like we all know, knowledge is a process. We keep gaining day by day. We keep gaining day by day. You can't know everything at a go. It is one at a time. So we'll be talking about getting familiar with Figma, navigating Figma, the elements in Figma. Before I go further, to tailor my explanation, I want to believe we've all heard about Figma. Can just react. We've all heard about Figma. Yeah, the other people, are you in class with us, or you need like few more minutes to chillax? All right, thank you. Okay, if we have one person that has not told us, okay, another way, let me ask this way. Have you designed on Figma before? Have you designed on Figma before? Okay, we have 2 responses. Oh, okay. So we have a couple of people that have not designed on Figma before. Okay, that's so nice. Yeah, and that is why I'm going to take this as basic as possible. I'll be navigating us through the interfaces and everything Figma is all about. But before I go deeply into having to show us, what exactly is Figma? Yeah, you might actually be using Figma already, and maybe you don't even know the names of some certain terms or some certain things on that particular software. Figma is actually a cloud-based design tool that is used by UI UX designers. We use it to create interfaces, wireframes, prototypes, and more, as long as it has to do with designing. And one thing is, it allows designers to like create, it allows you to edit, it allows you to even share your design files. Because starting from this week, we'll be sharing our design files right from Figma. And when I say edit, it allows you to collaborate in team. You can collaborate in team. You can get to like work with other people on a particular file. Allow like 50 people to be designing at the same time. That is Figma. And like I said in the beginning, that Figma is not just the only design tool, but for the sake of popularity, for the sake of usefulness, we'll be sticking to Figma alone. And what are the things we'll be exploring? We'll be exploring the Canva, the toolbar, the layer panels, the property panel, the page tab, the asset panel. So I'm going to be sharing with us. I believe you can see the screen now. I can't see the meeting. So if you have anything to say during the time I'll be spending on the Canva here, please kindly unmute your mic and say it. Or if you want to call my attention to, oh, I didn't fill up your time, I didn't notice your presence, kindly unmute your mic and let me know. So now let's move on. Like I was saying, there are things you will need to explore. When we're talking about Canva, you wonder what exactly is Canva, because we know Canva, there's a software tool called Canva, which many a times people tailor it to graphic designers. Do you understand? But now Canva is trying to go beyond that, which is actually very beautiful. Now, but let's speak Figma terms. This section here, this white space is what we regard as canvas, the place where your design lives, the workspace that allows you to like interact with other designs, the workspace that houses everything you can think of, every magic you want to create is called canvas. Sometimes oldie people, like the oldies, will call it foreground. You get, they call this foreground. So maybe at times.
Sorry, I can't see your screen.
Okay, you can't see my screen. Is there any other person that can see my screen right now? Okay, let me stop sharing and share again. Let me.
It might be its network.
Okay, but for the sake of every one of us, let's do that again. Yeah. So I'm resharing my screen now. So if you can't see it, then maybe you can like leave and join again, like the network, like that should be Abdullah, like Abdullah have just said. So like I was saying, this, like the oldies, they'll call it foreground. And because I work the part of the oldies, many times I can tell you, oh, let your foreground be different. This is what I'm calling a foreground, because I know I will still say it. I'm not really used to calling it canvas because it's confusing. So this is your canvas and also your foreground. Then we have the toolbar and the menu where you access your shapes, your frames, your elements, your pen tools, that is the alignment tools, the text, and any other essential tools you want. And thanks to Figma, they now have you the toolbar, the switch bar that allows you to switch to dev mode or not. This is it. Sorry, hope you can see my screen. I've gone to click on something I'm not supposed to click on. Okay, yeah. So this is it. This is the move, the vector tool that allows you to move around. We have the arm tool that is, it can easily move elements for you in case you don't want to zoom out or zoom in. Then lastly, we have the scale, which you cannot do. There are also shortcuts to use many of this. Then we have this element section, the frame, the section, the slice. We have the shape. We have our alignment tools, the pen. Also, we have the text. This is comments. We have the asset tools where you get your plugins, every widget that is. So this here is what we call the toolbars or menu. Then we have the layer panel. The layer panel. This is your layer panel. The left side of your canvas is your layer panel. The panel that houses the pages, because on your draft file, you can create as many pages as possible. Maybe considering the fact that you want to work on some couple of things, this is it. So this part is where when you say layer, this part is where everything you've housed inside this canvas, this is where you will see them. Every of the thing that you've done, the designs you've worked with on here, this is where you see them, which when we start designing, you guys are going to see how it appears. Then also, the right side is the properties panel that allows you to customize, adjust any object you select. Do you get? This is it. It's definitely also going to expand because it has like extra components within it. Let me pick up something so that here. This is me selecting the frame. See the properties panel showing me the different types of frames we have. The tablets and all the rest. If I pick a frame, let me pick this frame. Then let me use text. Yeah, I'm trying to show something. Can you see, like I said, it has extra informations. Do you get? It has extra informations to this. And I have my labels on so I can easily explain. So we have the alignment properties here under the properties panel that allows you to place your content how you want it. This is it. When you bring it into your frame, you get to like probably put it in the top left, the edge to the left, to the center, to the right, to the top, middle, and all the rest. This is positioning. When we're talking about the X positioning, you're talking about the space left and right. You're talking about the distance from the tip of whatever container it is, do you get, by the left to where the element is. So this is saying the space, okay, this is 100. This is saying the space between this, from this edge here to this element, which is this text. That is the X. Then talking about the Y, it's telling you the distance from the top of whatever frame or container it is to the element. So that is X and Y. So your rotation is, how do you want it? Is it at angle 90, angle 45, and 100 rest? And this is rotating. Maybe you don't want to start typing. Do you understand? You don't want to start typing 90. You can just rotate it, flip it as you want. Then we have the flip also. This one is like a mirror version. It flips it horizontally. And this many a times, I use this when I'm working with images actually, because it's all very fast. I don't have to start rotating the image to the right or to the left. And this also is the flipping vertical. Then we have the layout, the resizing, the auto height, the fixed size. So these are some of the versions that you will be working with. As much as this is just an enlightenment program, I'm still going to take my time to take us through it. We are going to discuss auto layout, discuss a couple of things. Then we have the pages tab, which I already discussed. This is it, the pages tab, where you can add as many tabs as you want. We have the asset panel. We've discussed it. At the same time, you can, okay, like I forgot, okay, I mentioned assets here. You can also reach your assets here. And now, thanks to Figma, they have ready-made assets for you. Do you understand? Where you can click on to look for any asset you want. Is it the top bar you want? Are you looking for an already made top bar? Are you looking for already made button that you just want to now edit on your own? Yes, thanks to Figma, you can find it in the libraries. But as a beginner, I will not advise you rely on assets. If you've met anyone that has gone through me, you will see in them that they don't rely on assets, because I make sure that learn how to do it. When you are now good, you can skip some processes. Until you are good, don't skip a process. Don't bend the rule. I don't know if I'm making sense. Don't skip a process. Don't bend the rule. Learn it. Make it a part of you. That is how you get better. That is how you make a difference. That is how when they are calling designers, you can raise up your head and say, yes, I am a designer. Do you understand? So these are some of the things that you need to have in mind if you are really going to work this part. I know that tools are there to make it easy. And like I always say, there is no award for suffer. But do you know that there is a kind of comfort that comes around when you know what you are doing? If you are always importing, I've worked with, thanks to the fact that she's now very good. I've worked with someone has worked with me before, and form field, she can't design it, she can't pull out a form field. She does not know this is the minimum height or maximum height. You know why? Because she just picks asset and insert it. And I told her, if you are going to really learn from me, you have to understand this. Giving me element sizes in decimal is really not going to work, because I use a lot of calculation. because I will hand over to the developer, and I want him to be able to understand my calculation. I want him to be able to see the measurement and pull it. Giving me in decimal is just going to stress my head, and you're going to stress the developer, because that is when you say, oh, what I gave the person is not what the person did. Do you understand? So Figma is, just think of Figma as Canva and Google Doc. That is the Google Doc where you wrote your details, then the Canva where you have put the design. You just bring them together. But this time you are going to be using Figma to design real apps and websites. Now let's move on to working with frames, working with text, working with shapes and grid. So for the sake of learning, I'm going to be pulling up frames. This is frame. So I'm going to pick the highest size for the iPhone, for the mobile device, which is this Android Medium. The reason I don't use Android Medium is it's not the compatible size to all devices. But iPhone 16 Pro Max, or should I say iPhone sizes, are very adjustable to Android. Android designing or measurements are not easily adjustable to the iPhone. That is why they even have their different Play Store. Not because that they want to stand apart, it's because many a times the responsiveness don't really fit. But when you design on a smaller screen, it's easier for it to expand on a larger screen. So always pick the small size to expand. So because we know we have Androids in bigger size, that is why I'm picking iPhone, which is smaller, but the highest size actually, to do that. Now, this is a frame. I've just selected my frame. One thing about me, I name my frame either for jokes or I'm not being serious. So I'm just going to give this learn for the sake of learn. This is a frame where you do all the magic. It's like your digital pad. You can decide not to pick this frame. You can come back here. If you think, oh, you've picked the wrong frame, you can always come back and change it. Then we talk about text. Your text is where you get to use your buttons, your titles, your labels, write every information you want to write. We talk about shapes, where you can build your structure around, be it your button. You can use it for cards. You can use it for image blocks. Do you understand? And we talk about grids. Yes, talking about grids. You wonder what is grid. I'm sure you've come across some content that says designers should learn how to use grid. That's because it helps you with aligning and organizing your design. It helps you a lot. And like I said, because this is just an enlightenment and fundamental program, we might not be going deeply into some teaching, but I'm going to take my time to explain to you in such a way that by the time you just want to run through it, you understand why this is existing and why something is not. This is great, and why something is not existing. Sorry, let me finish that statement. And because what I want to work on is not a website, I have no plans of designing in more than a single column layout. That's another deeper understanding in design. There are different types of layouts, but this design, I'm working with a single column. So I really don't need a grid. I'm not working with images, so I'm working with columns. And one thing you should know is I am a 4-point grid obedient designer. I try to stick my designs, my measurements, my text, everything. My measurement sticks around 4 points. That is, it is everything I want to work with. I want it to be able to be divisible by 4. Pardon my teaching, my understanding. It's just because it's easier. When everything is divisible by 4, it makes it easy. If you want to design college, like using college, I think college is those 2 boxes or thereabouts. If it is divisible by 4, it simply means it's divisible by 2. So it's very easy for you to like calculate your measurements. You already know that, okay, yes, I want to put 6 cards. All right, so 6 cards, I have 400 pixels already as my frame. You can easily break it. In your head, you already know, okay, I want 6 cards. Okay, 4. You will break it. You already know that each of them is probably not exceeding like 28. Do you understand? Like 28 or 50 or thereabouts. It makes it very, so for me, it makes it very easy to do my mathematics. So that is it. And it makes many designers, so it makes it easy for us to like do our designer. So I'm going to be using count 4 for my grid. And here is the color. Nobody says you have to stick with the default color. So to be sure that you guys are with me, I'm back to the meeting call. Okay, we have Vanessa already. Vanessa, welcome. How are you doing? Yeah, We have Vanessa here. So welcome. How you doing? Hope you had a very good day. Okay, we have Ego also here. Thank you, Ego, for joining us this evening. Yeah. So are you guys with me? Let me see your reaction. I'm looking at the course. So if you don't do it, I know. I'm not more on Figma. I'm seeing you people's name. So react. Okay. All right. Daniel is the one only person I can see, and he go. The rest of you, are you fighting with me? Should we relax? Oh, I've seen our class coordinator. Hey, how are you doing today? Yeah. So now let's continue. Now, nobody says you have to stick with this color, but sometimes because it's not really a very, very crucial part of your design, you can just give Figma the, I don't know, just give them the grace to just do what they have to do. But many a times I always change it to black. Actually, I reduce the somebody. Okay, so I reduce it to, I always pick black actually because it's better. Sometimes I might want to use some colors. Then we have the type. This is mobile, so I'm going to use stretch because of what? Responsiveness. So when I set along the line, as you proceed, you realize that when you're designing for responsiveness, there is a need to set constraints. And you don't want to be stuck. You don't want your grid to be the reason why your content, your designs are not stuck, or you can't properly calculate your alignment. Do you understand? So we have the width, which is auto. The reason it is auto is because it's a mobile device and I'm setting it to stretch. Then talking about margin. Yeah, there is one basic rule I use in my design, which I can tell you is because I've seen very well experienced designer use it all over the country, both the experienced designers from Kenya, because I have one person I love his design from Kenya, actually. Yeah, I think one of us is from Kenya here, actually. So there is this designer I love in Kenya. One of his basic rules in his YouTube is something he uses, and so for everyone. We have margin. Ensure that your margin is always greater than the gutter. That is one thing I heard in fact, that is why I became a fan of this person. And so far, I've noticed people use it. And that is the best way to explain. I don't know what you want to use as your margin. I don't know what you want to consider your margin. But make sure your margin is greater than gutter. Then you get to wonder, where exactly is the margin? This space between the tips, both left and right, is your margin. That between okay, so don't worry, I'll search for his name and send it to you. He's actually a very good one, a very, very good designer. But because I don't know, I don't want to butcher the name. Do you understand? For respect of the culture, I'm going to get the person's name and send it. Do you understand? So don't worry, go and search for it. It's a really good designer from your side, a really good one. So if you're wondering margin, this is it. That gap between the tip of each frames to the first column, that's your margin. And why do you think that your margin should be bigger? That's because it allows room for it to breathe at the side. So that even when you forget yourself and you start putting your elements to the tip of this column, it will give space in between them, beside them. So it doesn't look like, oh, your designs are lost in the frame. Do you understand? Then we'll talk about gutter. Gutter is the spaces between your columns. Gutters are those spaces between your columns, this space. And why do you do that? It allows you to like balance your elements inside the frame. Now take a look. Imagine I want to design card. Do you get in a double layout, or in a college form style? I already know that, oh, I want just two. Thanks to my design, thanks to my grid, I already know where the first one will stay. Let me add color so that we can see it. Yeah, okay. I already know where this will stay, and I already know where the second one will stay. Can you see? This alone gives it enough breathing space. I'm not calculating, and obviously your measurement is going to be correct because you just duplicated. And what I did now is just duplicating. Control D, it just allows you to duplicate instead of you picking the frame from the beginning. So that's just it. So instead of me going back again to draw a frame, I just pick it. And another lesson again, learning from me, is I am not a believer of using shapes for my container. What do I regard as container? I regard container as those, that container is like that particular element, frame, that houses every of your content. Imagine that you want to put egg into a basket. You put egg. Do you understand? You put egg in a basket. Do you know if you want to carry the basket, the egg will not remove? Do we know that? It's going to remain inside that container. No problem. That is the use of shape and image. If you insert, that's the use of shapes. Let's say rectangle. I'm going to draw another one so that we can tell the difference apart. So that we can tell the difference. So yeah, this is shape and this is frame, like you can see here. So now you've put the egg in a basket. If you carry it, it will move. That is the illustration. Should I say that is an analogy for image and shape? But do you know that that same basket that can carry egg, if you put water inside, the water will just flow out. The water will flow out. It won't hold it. But if you get another container, like a bowl without holes, for me, shapes in design are let's say, are containers with holes. But if you pick your frame, this rectangle, if you put a text, let's pick a text. Instead of you coming here, you can just type on your keyboard, you can just type letter T, and it's going to pull up the text version. So let me type something. This is good. So this is it. This is another part of Figma, and yes, Figma, another part, and some elements you have to understand. That's text. This is where you get to select fonts. Along the line, I'm going to speak briefly about fonts. I'm going to speak briefly about typefaces. They are different. So that when you leave, these are some of the things that put you apart, that show that yes, I learned this. It's not like I just picked it up somewhere. So do you understand? So let me just pick this. This is a font. Let me pick a font, semi-bold. Let me pick a size. Let's say 48. So something we can see. No, it's stretching too much. Yeah. So this is something we can see. And this is just alignments, also text alignment. Do you want it aligned left? Do you want it center? Do you want it to the right? Do you get? And this is also positioning. Do you want it aligned in the middle, that is in the center of this box, this line? Or you want it down and above? So this is how you set your typesetting in case you want to save extra things, decoration, cases. With time, we'll get to understand that. So don't waste more. So now, like I was saying, this. Do you know that as you are looking at this now, it looks like it's inside the shape? Hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. It's inside that container. If you are looking at it, I'm looking at the screen. I've left Figma so I can see everybody now. It's looking like it's inside that shape. Let me duplicate, Control D on your laptop. Yeah, so now you can see that this is inside this frame. This is inside this frame, like it is in the beginning. Now, let me continue with my analogy to make you people understand. But do you know that if I want to carry this, you can see, it's not picking up that text alongside. It's a container too, but this time it's a container with holes. Because the only time it is a good container in your design is when it is working with shape and working with images. And the only time it's a very good container is when you probably want to alter the shape. You want to customize it. All you have to, when you double click, it allows you to customize it. It's a shape builder. It allows you to edit it, bend it, fill it. You get lasso away with it. This is it. You can control the shape. That is when it is a good one. Let's bend it. Let's give it a very round. That's the only time your shape is important. Now let's come to the frame. Now I've moved it. Can you see that the frame picks the content alongside the text without me having to like group it, without me having to like align both? So one of the very best container you can do for yourself with those. But except it's a card or a container you want to alter the shape, you can't alter the shape of frame like you will alter shape. Alter shapes, yes. So in case you want to alter, then use your shape. So like I said, that is the only way I can explain and push the knowledge on saving you having to group, because some of these designers will look at your work and be like, oh, why are you just grouping everywhere? It's not really anybody's fault. That is why we are here, for you to learn the difference. So this is it. It just saves you a lot. And now we'll not talk about auto layout. Auto layout is actually a very wild topic, a very wild one, very, very. And we can't finish talking about it today. In fact, all through the program. Okay, LOC, yes, we can talk.
Okay, it's just that I've heard you are going next to the auto layout. I was just to ask, I know when whatever you've just explained, you cannot, if you design to put a text on a shape and try to move it along, it will leave the text. And
Yes.
but I was thinking, if you, let's say you auto layer the text and still you auto layer the shape, and like you make it like a whole frame, although it is a shape, I think even after the end, if you try to move it along, it will just move along, because you have made it, you have auto layered both of two, like the text, and or you can just try and see.
Can you? So to answer Lucy, first of all, if you don't group your shape and your text, you can't apply auto layout. I just applied auto layout actually. That is to buttress your point. I just applied auto layout, and you can see the way they are apart. It
That is
sees your
the
shape.
advantage.
Yes, it sees your shape as a different element from your text. But if I apply that same auto layout to this, I'm going to explain auto layout also briefly, but just to answer a question. But do you see when I applied auto layout, can you see? It doesn't separate the text in a frame. But if you want to apply auto layout for this, now let's remove it. You want the text to exist right there, the way this is. Do you get? The way this is, you want the text to look like that. You want the text over it. This is what you do. You now tell me which is more convenient, actually, and not taking time. Now, I want it inside it. I will have to click both of them together. The shortcut on your Windows is Ctrl-G for grouping, or you can right-click and go to group selection. So now that I have grouped it, I can move it together. Can you see?
Yes.
And when I apply auto layout, can you
Hmm.
still see?
Yeah, now I get it. Yes.
So I want to explain to you that even when you apply grouping to it, it still doesn't work. But you know what you can
Mm-hmm.
do? Let me tell you what you can do. Now that you've grouped it, you can see the long process. When I've just done frame without stress, now that you've grouped it, you now right click and change to frame selection.
Okay.
Then it turns it into a frame when you could have just initially used a frame from the beginning. Then you apply auto layout. It will not scatter. I've applied auto layout now. You can see it did scatter, unlike when it was a group. So if you're going to be using your shape as a container that will house a text, you have to group it first. And if you're designing for responsiveness, you have to, after you've grouped that content, the elements, sorry, you will have to set it into a frame, right click and scroll down to frame selection, set them into a frame, then you can apply auto layout. But if it's a shape, or a container that does not need to be altered. You know, there are sometimes that the card you want has to be altered and you have to use text. Do you get? You have to still type. So you have to go through that process. I'm not sorry to give you that news. You have to go through this process if you want to apply auto layout. But if it's a container that does not need to be altered, just save yourself that long, like that's like 3 clicks. And just pick 1 click and use a frame, apply auto layout. So that is it. Do you understand?
Okay, thank you. I've never done that. It's just that I thought, and so maybe they can work out. Normally, I just type the text and then I add auto layout, even though it's like a paragraph, but I don't use shape. No.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, because one thing auto layout for you is adjust automatically. It adjusts your
Yes.
content for you, no matter how you want to place it. It makes it very flexible. So if you are typing your text and you apply auto layout on your text, it just makes it flexible in the boxes. Wherever you put it, it will adjust itself. Do you get? But if
Yeah.
you are going to be
Yes.
putting it
Yes.
over, yeah. So if you're going to be putting it over a container that is a shape, you have to do, like I've said, you have to group it
Yeah.
first, set it to a frame selection, then apply your auto layout. But if it's a standalone text and you think you want it to respond on another screen, it is very important that you just apply auto layout on that text. So each
Yeah.
time or wherever it gets, or wherever screen or page it gets to, it responds properly. So when you adjust, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this text. This text is not in auto layout actually, but one thing is because I've added auto layout to the frame, it applies to it. And there are some things you need to understand in using auto layout. Like I said, I can't go deeply into it, but I'm just going to be very brief. Is we have fixed width, we have all content, we have fill container. When we say all content, it literally means what it means. Org. That is anything I put inside this container. Anything I put in this container, just take the position, take the size. Don't expand, don't wrap it, don't go next line. That is org. And when I say fill, it means, oh, this particular one I want to just fill this container the way I want. So if this content is excess, just give me another line. Don't extend beyond the container I've made for it. As you can tell, this is the container, this line. If I expand it, it's going to also expand because what I've said is fixed, is fill container. Then if I say fixed, I'm telling you that no matter the page you get to, no matter the other screen you are, don't go beyond 186 pixel. So even if you move this content to a card that is wider than this, it's still going to take this particular position fixed. I don't know if I'm making sense. I don't know if I'm making sense. Are you guys with me? All right, thank you. So that is exactly that on fixed width and fill. So same thing with height, it applies to the same thing. Another thing about auto layout is you can always add minimum height or minimum width, whatever it is you have. Okay, I know I want you to expand. Let me explain it for you. I want you to expand. Yes, I want you to be wide. But please, no matter how you are expanding, I'm begging you in the name of God, don't go beyond this width. That is the add minimum width. Okay, add maximum width. Oh, I want you to expand. But this time around, I want you to expand very well. This is how wide I want you to. Once you get to 50,000, just stop. Oh, if you are coming smaller, no matter how you are coming small, no matter how they are reducing you, no matter the device, no matter how small, make sure you don't go beyond this minimum width. So these are some of the things you need to understand about the layout. So I'm going to quickly run to components. Like I said, in fact, I've explained auto layout beyond the 5% I'm supposed to say, but I know you guys understand now. So no matter how somebody is trying to say auto layout is hard, auto layout is hard, I'm just here to give you that good news that it is not really hard. With the way I broke it down for you, fill, org, fixed, min, minimum, max, I want to believe that you understand their translation, their meaning. So you know how they are going to work. And there's another thing about auto layout, before I run off auto layout, is the alignment, your positioning. Do you want it top left, top middle, left? Do you want it bottom left? Do you want it in the middle, center? Do you want it top center? Do you want it middle center? And all the rest. So this is gap. Do you get? This is gap. Someone has raised up their hand. Okay, yeah. Okay, was a comment. So do you get? This is also padding. And this padding applies, it will be applied as much as you use it. So either you are setting it to fill or hug or fixed or minimum or max, the padding stays constant. So now let's talk about components. What exactly are components? Do you have anyone that knows, irrespective of what it is, you understand who knows what is called components? Let me see if I have someone here. Vanessa, what is component? I've seen you. What is component? Vanessa is not in the meeting. I want to believe Vanessa is in the meeting. And yes, the shortcut for auto layout is just shift, your key shift and letter A. So, okay, Vanessa is in the meeting. Okay, yes, Sean has answered. Reusable elements. That is wonderful. That is component. Reusable elements. That is, you want to be able to use that element over and over again without having to alter it that much. Do you understand? That's exactly what component is. You want to be able to reuse it without you having to like change it, start all over. And one thing about component is it allows you maintain consistency. So I'm going to set this into, this text is too much, so I'm just going to cut. Yeah, so this should come here. So let's just do something. You can see it didn't expand, and that's because I said it should fill the container and nothing is happening. But if I tell you to hug, can you see? It's going to take the shape of it and just reflect the way it's supposed to be. So let's put off our grid so that we can see it properly. Yeah. So now I want to create a button. Yeah, my minimum height for my button on a mobile device is 60. So just pattern. My maximum, yeah, minimum height is 60. So now this is it. You set it to component. And by the time you set it to component, it appears under your assets. It appears here under your assets. This is it. So each time you want to use it again, you just click on insert instance without having to start all over. And when you click on insert instance, you can still edit the text, the content in it. You can still edit the content in it. It's just that when you edit the content, it's not going to reflect in your assets that, oh, this content was changed. No, it's still going to be showing the main component. So when we say component, this is, it allows you to reuse, you can get to reuse your component all over and over again. Insert it wherever you want to insert it. Do you understand? And because this is my main component, it has some extra addition. But now, in case you don't need this, you can always detach your instance. In case you've selected, they call it instance. That is an element that has been made into a component. It's called detach instance. And when you say detach instance, you are telling it you no longer want to be a component. When you say reset, you are telling it you want it to return back to the main component, the main information. So in case you've always add things to components and you are wondering that, oh, how can I remove it? Everybody who has been in that shoe one time or the other. Do you understand? All you have to do is just detach it. And when you detach it, it removes it from being a component. I just gave it the frame version. Now I'm going to talk about variants briefly so we can give room for questions along the line. Now I'll talk about variants. What exactly is variants? Variants is just the different states of one component. You know that buttons, you can have over, you can have inactive states, or you can have the submit state, you can have the default states, you can have different states. So you see those different states that you have, they are referred to as variants. That is, instead of you having to like do this design one by one, it's enough their components. Let me bring it out here. You can apply them in different variants, that is in different states, be it active. Now this is it. This is where you had variant, this plus. Once you change it to a component, you come here, you had it. And when you add it, you can now rename it. Let me rename this to default. No, let me give it over. When you give it over, you can come down here. Let's change the color. Let's give it something different. Yeah, let's do something like this, different. Can you see this? You can also again create an extra one, and you call it maybe the submit state, depending on what you want to name it. Then I can come here and give it this. Then let's change the text to something like this. So these are what we call variants. Do you understand? The different states of your components. You don't want to start doing them one by one. And they are only variants because they are different states. You can also have different states or variants, even for your text as well. Oh, this is how this text looks like when I click it for active. This is how the text look like when we are hovering over it. So that exactly is the explanation of auto layout, components, variants, and all. So you're wondering, why does it matter? Why have I been saying all of this? One, it makes your design process faster, because the moment you set your elements into components or variants, it makes it very faster. And you can easily edit across many screens. If you realize that, oh, the first component, do you understand, is wrong. Do you get? Oh, the text on it is wrong, and you've used it on like 50 screens. So instead of you going to these screens one by one, one by one, one by one, just go to your components. Do you understand? Just go to your component and click on them to correct it. Do you understand? You click on them and it just corrects it. So that is the beauty of components. Another thing it does, again, for me, another thing it does is it shows that it makes your workflow look like a pro designer's, because whoever sees screen 1 and gets to screen 2 would obviously see that, oh, it's still the same thing. You understand? Whoever see your design in screen 5, if they get to your screen 50, it still looks the same. And it has made your own work easy, because you didn't have to like start designing this all over. You are just coming here, you just click, you can even move it. Do you get? You can move it without clicking on it and insert it to wherever you want to do it. And you can click on it and click on insert instance. And you can decide which of the variants you need. You get? And you insert it. That's the beauty behind component, auto layout, and variant. So these are some of the things you need to understand around Figma and its components. And there are some basic design elements in Figma that I want you to take note. I won't be diving deeply into that, but I need you to take note. So you may be wondering, what exactly are these elements? I want you to know that design is built on fundamental elements. Do you understand? Design is built on fundamental elements. That is why you see me saying element. That's because those are the foundation of your design. Those are the things that make up your design. It allows you to create structure, allows you to create balance, allows you to create visual appeal. Everything you can call off, everything that makes you a designer. Do you understand? Design is built around this element. So I'm just going to give us like five to six elements, and you guys are going to go and read up on the rest and give me a feedback on Thursday, So if you have questions, start preparing your questions. For me, I'm seeing Dami Lola Debisi. Yeah, welcome. How are you doing? And how was your day? Sorry, I didn't know when you joined. That was because I was on Figma. I was not looking at the meeting. How are you doing? You can drop your comments if you are too. If where you are is very nice, you drop your response, and if you can talk, let me hear you.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. How is your day going? I
Yeah.
joined late. Like 10 or 15 minutes ago.
Okay.
I thought, okay, I think I was looking for the link. No, I didn't see
Okay.
the link. That's the problem.
Oh, you're looking for the link? Yeah. Oh, sorry.
So somebody now asked that, okay, where is the link? I was not looking for it. Where is the link from? So
Oh,
before I
okay. Are you not on the? Are you on the Google Classroom?
no, I'm not on the Google Classroom.
Okay, but did you got your email for the Google Classroom, right?
No, I think yes, no.
No, you should. You should. You know what? Send a message to the community manager. Do you understand? Send a message to the community manager, and she would respond. If the community manager does not respond, communicate with this the Slack supervisor. That's the account, the Design Cave account. Communicate with the person, so it's going to tell you what exactly to do. But everybody should get an invite, actually. Yes, everyone should get an invite. Yeah,
I think I dropped my
except
email.
are you for real? Are you for real? There shouldn't be anyone that
I mean,
didn't get.
just drop my email on the Slack and DM of this is something. So I'm not sure if my mail is added to people who are sending works.
Okay, yes, I was told. Oh, you are Damilola that the supervisor actually asked you to send your email. Didn't you get the mail? The mail was sent. Check your spam box. Check your spam folders. Yes, I just remembered I was told one more person was added. Yeah, check your spam folder. So you shouldn't miss out on things meant for you. Please check. Do you understand? Check. There are many perks for you, so check it. So
Um,
yeah, no
okay,
problem.
is
Just
it
check.
the one like earphones, EPC for? Is it the one?
Yes,
Is that the one?
That's it. Because I was told somewhere else joined and the mail was sent. So I didn't even know it was you. I have forgotten the name actually. But when you were talking now, I just remembered.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I hope the class for me because I didn't even I think I
Ye-
missed everything. I only met
Yes.
it when you started
Okay,
the
yes, the class
topic.
is streaming, so you can always go to the YouTube channel to copy it. So I would copy the YouTube link. Do you get? So you can follow it. So when a new video is up, you just get to see it. Do you understand? So even if you miss it, you can always go back to watch it. And if you think, oh, there was something I've said that you need answers to, or you want a reminder, you can
Okay.
just go back to it. And yes, the attendance has just been dropped. And like I said, attendance will not be dropped the same time it was dropped last. It will drop at different times. So attendance has just been dropped. So while we are trying to fill out the attendance, I was trying to run us through the basic design elements. Like I said, I'm going to be giving us like 5, and one of our take home for today is going to be you coming back with like, give me like 5 or 6 more. Do you understand? So you should just drop it in the you don't have to put it in a document. Do you understand? You don't have to do it in a Google Doc. Just drop it as a comment in the Slack channel. Do you understand? Just write, oh, basically, man, give me short notes on it. Do you understand? Give me short notes on it. Whatever elements you are given, give short notes. So I'm going to mention 5. So before you do your assignment, you have to go back to listen to this class to make sure that you're not giving me back the 5 I've said. Number 1, line. Or you can just note it down. Line. And what is a line? A line is a part between 2 points, and it's one of the simplest design elements. Just pick it. You just pick it like this. This is your line here. Yeah. You just pick it. Once you pick it, you just draw it. P. Pump. That is all. So that is a line. And it can be straight, it can be curved, it can be thick, it can be thin, it can be solid, it can be dashed. Do you understand? It can be all of that. You can do whatever you want to do with it. Bend it as you want. Do you understand? Switch it. Come here, change the weight to 5. Pick another color. Do you get? Apply arrow, the end point, decide to do it like this. So that is line. Okay, yeah, Damlola, I can hear you.
Okay, hold on. My question is there a curriculum that we are following? Also, it's just a random topic that we are taking.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
I mean, is there a curriculum we are following on the course? Like, okay, this is
Yes,
the lesson.
I shared the curriculum already in the. I thought
Okay.
I pinned it.
Okay.
I shared the slide, and I think I didn't pin it. Sorry. Yeah, I've pinned it, so you should see it. Maybe, yeah, you should see it. Yeah. There was a curriculum we are following that I went over it in first class. So that's it. So it should help us guide us. And also there's always a note uploaded in the Google Classroom at the end of the week. By Thursday, I'm going to upload this notes as well. And the last week one was there. That is where you get to submit your assignments as well. Same thing with week 2. So let's run this through. We have less than 5 minutes at the end of the class. The next one is shape. Do you get shape? I already discussed shape extensively. Shape is a basic element. Forget that I say shape is right there in Figma. Shape is also a basic element. It's one of those tools that you need to give me that your design life. You understand? It's one of those tools, those elements you need. Shape, that's shape. And there are 3 types of shape, actually. We have geometric, we have organic, we have abstract. Do you understand? And when we say geometric, we are talking about the basic ones, the circles, the squares, the triangle. Do you understand? And they are those ones we use in branding. And when we talk about organic, we mean the irregular shapes, like the leaves, the cloud, those ones you need to use your pen tool to like correct. Do you get? Those are called organic shapes. And the last one, abstract shapes. They are like the simplified fonts, icons. Do you get? Or logos. So that is it. And to get your shape, you can press R for rectangles and 0 for circles. Just when you click on your Figma, it's going to show you every of this breakdown. L for line. So let's run through the third one. I've mentioned 2, right? The third one will be color. Color. We all know how color gives perception. It gives us this visual impact. When you see green, you know what green means. When you see red, you know what red means. Do you get? Color either affects or alter the mood of your design. Do you understand? The color alters or perfects your design. So that is that for color. And we have some of the things you just need to know about colors in Figma is we have the saturation, the brightness. Do you understand? And understanding color theory. Do you understand? You have to learn to understand color theory because it's going to allow you create harmony between complementary or analogous colors. Do you understand? And there are also color pickers on Figma. We are going to dive into that. Number 4, texture. Texture. So texture simply refers to the surface quality of an element. It can either be real, that is the basic white or green, or visual, that is you're probably involving digital designs. It's implied texture in design. Another thing that texture does is it adds depth and interest. And there are even some plugins on this, which I'm going to give us on in the next class. So one last one, can I give us I think another one would be space, white space. Like I said last week, that white space can also be called negative space. So it's just empty space around your design. Do you understand? Those empty space around your design elements. It improves readability, balance, allows proper focus. I know what I'm looking at. I know what is not jam-packed. So, and too little space will just make the design cluttered. And too much space at the same time too will make it feel empty. So that is that. So I think I've given us 5 already. So our take home will give me 5 more. Do you understand? Give me 5 more and just give me little notes on it. And why did I ask us to drop it as a text? Is because so you can help your fellow designer. What you are dropping, there's every probability that the next person will not drop it. So we get to learn from that. And you might be dropping something, okay. So let me finish what I'm saying. So you can be dropping something that I really don't know too, and I will get to learn from it. Yeah, Vanessa, you have the floor. I'm sorry that I'm speaking fast. It's because I don't
No
want to take too much
problem.
of
Good
our time.
evening.
Yeah.
I don't know my network. I missed something. Like I not the list I gave to us, line shapes, color, but what subheads are they under? Like what are they under?
Basic design elements. They are
Okay, okay, thank
basic
you.
design elements. Yes, yes. So basic design elements, yeah. So that is why I want us to drop it as text, because whatever she withdraws might not be what she withdraws. So we get to learn, and you might even be bringing something new, and I will get to learn from it. So just don't give me a one-liner. Don't just come and say typography, text. I don't want that. Too. I don't want that. So that is that for that. So do we have anybody? Do we have a question? Do we have a question? Do we have a question? It's very important. You guys must have question. We have 3 minutes to do that. We have 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 3 minutes to do that. Yes, and please get ready. Another thing I was going to say for us is I might want you to open, if you don't have a Figma account, do you understand? You need to like go and sign up for a Figma account. I want to believe that all you have to do is just go to figma.com. When you get to figma.com, sign up with your email, or you create a new one, and it will be open, because by Thursday, everybody start working on their Figma account. Whether you want to be a designer later or not, you want to be a UX writer, you still need to understand how Figma works. And I want to believe so far I've been able to explain properly details about Figma. It might feel weird right now, do you get? But in like 2 weeks, before the end of the program, I am saying, I can assure you that it will feel like WhatsApp. If you now keep practicing, it will feel like WhatsApp. Don't worry. I've said, probably all I've said today sounded more like jargon. Oh, variants. Oh, to layout. Oh, feel. Don't worry. With time, it will get better. Do you understand? So, and don't worry about your first design. In fact, the next class you're working on wireframe. Don't worry about the fact that your wireframe, when you want to submit it, it may not be perfect. Because if it's even too perfect, I would mark it down. Because it's either you went to steal a design, or you went to import components. And if I open your design and I realize that you are using Figma components or Apple components, I'm going to mark it down. But don't worry, it may not be perfect, but it is yours. Own it. It's the first step towards ensuring that your design is real. So next week, would build a research to know how you are designing, what you are designing for, and all that we need to know. So do we have question? 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 I don't know if I'll say something, and in case I've forgotten, someone can just remind me. Yeah, do we have a question? That's very important. And so if you are going to say, how was today's session? I want to believe today's session has been very impactful. It has been very, very impactful. And okay, yes, unmute your mic and ask your question. Unmute your mic. On this pressure, attendance was not fit. Jeez, that is why I said sometimes I'm talking, because when I'm talking, I try not to like do too many things at the same time. I try not to like do some, so don't worry. Let's just do something. I don't know when you join, but I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna do this. He's Oluwaseun, right? That is what I'm saying. See that you should please always talk. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I just feel it. So do we have any question? So that's actually a very nice one. And as usual, I enjoy time with, okay, Vanessa, okay.
It's concerning the spreadsheet. So I don't know. Are we still filling it today? Because when I came, I didn't see my name.
Your name should be there. You can't fill it yourself.
No. I meant like I didn't see it. But
Yes,
let me.
I dropped it. Your time is not even there because I don't even know when you joined. Now
Um,
that is
I joined. I think around 6:20 something. Sha. That
okay. Let's
time.
pick 6:25 then. Let's pick
Uh,
6:25. Yeah. Yes. So let's pick 6:25. Okay. So do we have any other? Okay, can you go over the tasks we are doing again, please? Okay, what I said is I mentioned 5 basic design elements. So I want us to come back with 5 basic design elements. But this time around, just type it as a text. Let's make our channel bubbling. If other channels are not going to take their channel serious, we are going to take our own serious. So let's drop it as a text in the channel, in our channel, actually, EPC4. And I said, don't give me a one-liner sentence. Oh, basic design elements and basic design elements. Number one, let's say typography, then give us small notes. You know why? Because other people can get to read it. Because I want to learn more. Because right now I only have like 14 basic design elements in my head that I can mention without stuttering. Like I don't have to stammer. 14, but there's every tendency there are some I don't know, and you might know that. So I'm open to learn. I'm coming to learn. So 5 5, and there is no way all of you will come with the same 5. Which means if you come with the same 5, that means all of you need to do meeting behind my yeah. So that's it. I knew 14, and I want to believe that I will still get new ones from you, and I will update my knowledge. So that's it. Drop it in the channel before Thursday, please. Drop it in the channel before Thursday. Let's communicate within ourselves. And a big shout out to our class coordinator. You've been doing so well. Thank you so much, LOC. Thank you. You've been doing so well. The reminders, the text, the follow-up, your greetings has been so wonderful. And I know every other member of the court can really see your efforts and they really appreciate it. Yeah. With that being said, do we have any other question? Thank you for today's episode. I got everything because I follow what you did. Oh, okay. LOC, do you want to say something before I address? Yeah.
Okay, it's just that I've saw some people asking about the spreadsheet. I don't know what the spreadsheet entails, so I'm like confused. Maybe you can tell me because I don't know.
Okay. I'm going to drop the link to the spreadsheet for you, LOC. So you have to probably copy it and maybe post it on the Slack channel. I just dropped it in the comments in the chat box. Is the spreadsheet that contains everybody's scores, our gradings. So you know why this person is getting this. You know why this person is determining this. You know how to get better. Do you understand? You know how to like work better. So it's just like a transparent movement where you get to see, oh, this is how I am doing. This is how I can catch up. Oh, this is where I am getting better. Oh, they said Fumzi is the top student. How is Fumzi the top student? You can see why Fumzi is the top student. Oh, Fumzi comes on time to class. Why is Fumzi coming to class on time? You can see it. So it's just for transparency. So I've sent it to you so you can actually copy it. So even when I forget, you get to like drop it for the class. Do you understand? So you get to like drop it. So that's it there. Yeah, Abdullah said, thank you for today's episode. Yeah, you're welcome. I got everything because I follow what you did. Oh, that's so wonderful. That's so nice. That's why I said by Thursday, our next session, please have your Figma opened. Because I might suddenly just say, somebody share your screen to make sure that I'm not the only person working. So it was so beautiful to really have you guys once again. And I look forward to having this beautiful time again on Thursday. As that being said, please, I want to learn from you. Drop your answers in the Slack channel. Come along, sign up on Figma in case you've not signed up on Figma. Let's pull up some basic wireframe on Thursday. Don't worry, it's not something complex. Like I said, don't worry if it is going to be perfect or not, because I also started with a very bad design. In fact, I was using shapes everywhere. Do you get? So now, I was going to let us discuss last week's assignment, actually. I was going to let us discuss last week's assignment, but I wanted to be sure that I was done with today's class. I want to believe I'm done. Do we have any other question? Do we have any other question? Even if it's just a reaction and all, please let me know. So I just know that we are rounding up in the next 5 minutes. Do we have any other question? No more question? Thank you. Yes, concerning last week's assignment, it was actually very nice. I got to read everybody's feedback, everybody's answer. But one thing I want you to understand is when you're analyzing an app, you are looking beyond, how can I put it? You're looking beyond the basics. I'm not going to be calling this person name, but I'm going to be using somebody's task as an example. I'm not calling the person name, and I'm not even going to be sharing the screen. Yeah, when you're analyzing an app, it goes beyond just the color. Sometimes, like I said to you people, that sometimes it is not what you feel that matter in design. Because as a person, I don't like color red. I don't like color red. But do you know that if I want to design a menstrual app or an ovulation app, red is my color palette. Then the families of it. Some people don't even like working with black. I don't like working with black. Do you understand? But sometimes you need it. So when you're analyzing an app, what you have to consider when you're talking about what works, you're considering the comprehensive features, you're considering the convenience, you're considering the security, you're considering the interface. Do you understand? When you're saying, oh, this thing does not work, you're considering the inconsistency. Do you understand? So for this task, the reason why most of you could fly was because I saw some of the responses were relatable. Very, very relatable. So when you are doing tasks that asks to do it, review this. Don't just give the basic. Let it be in-depth. When you're saying comprehensive features, you're talking about what the users can appreciate when they do more. Features like, do they have accounts management? And when I'm talking about a mobile app now, accounts management, how easy can you check your balance, your fund transfer, how many clicks? Yes, another person used OPay in an app that he likes. Sending money to this account, how fast is it? How quick? Talking about bill payments, does it have access for me to like put the bills I want to pay? Can I see it? Do you understand? You're talking about the layout. Another person also mentioned layout. And for that app the person analyzed, I think that was Duolingo or thereabouts. It's actually an app I also like. Very engaging. So when you are giving responses on analyzing, please, let it go beyond, when I click on a button, I like it. And I don't, you are talking to other people. So you have to consider that. In fact, when I read this, because the Duolingo was one that I think I marked last or thereabout. So that was why it's still in my head. But even though that's not where I'm getting the explanation from, I could relate with it. So it shows that this person took it from a point of a general view. Do you understand? So the next, it was a very nice one. Your submission were wonderful. I dropped some comments for you people. Check it out. The myth and the reality, no, it showed you guys really understood what I said, and you guys really gave me very wordy. In fact, I saw some new myths and I really loved it. I was like, wow, I didn't even think of this at all. So it was really wonderful. You guys did so well. And shout out to that person that worked on Duolingo. It was very wonderful. And to the OPay, even though the person that worked on the OPay just like gave me like a note context, but it was very relatable. It was from a place of a user. I think somebody also did somebody also worked on, I think, a Nigerian website also. The feedback was nice. Somebody also worked on a Kenya website or thereabouts. Every answer that I could think of, every one person was really nice. Check out my comments, and if you need more clarity, communicate with me, let me know, and we'll get it started. And yes, I almost forgot. I don't know if you could remind me the mentorship form. Okay, maybe I would have even dropped it in the group later. So I'm going to drop it in the group later because of some people that are not here. But at the same time, I'm still going to drop it now. So if you're interested, fill it up and fill it, and don't worry. By the time we start merging up mentees to mentors, don't worry. You will be obviously you'll be linked up to a mentor. Don't worry. And like I said, if they link you up to me, be ready to know that it's me and you every day. One day is not every night, but every day. But in case you're not with me, don't worry. I'm still here. Your mentors are someone that you can really trust. So with that being said, last week's assignment was a good goal, and that was wonderful. I really loved it. This week, this today's own, our simple tasks. Let's make the Slack channel bubble. We did a recap on Twitter about week 1. Kindly go to our Twitter page and interact with it. Follow. I don't know if you're following the page. Follow the page because yes, the phone needs access. Daniel, are you sure? I'm coming. Phone needs access. Are you serious? Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, please copy it out because we'll be ending the meeting. Copy it out. Yeah. So like I said, to everyone that worked on the assignment, please make sure you do keep doing better. And don't just do this because, oh, there is a reward. Yes, it's good to have a motivation. At the same time, do this because you know that you really want to do this and you really want to be good at it. Do you understand? Do it because you want to be good at it. So that is that. Kindly copy out the form because before it leaves, because sometimes the network might take you out, and when you come back, you might not see the old messages anymore. So with that being said, that brings us to the end of today's session, and I can't wait to see you guys on Thursday. You know why? We are designing on Thursday, and you know what? That is what I like. So yeah, see you guys on Thursday. Good night and have a wonderful night. Copy out that link so it doesn't just take you out of the. Yeah, see you too, Abdullah. See you too. Bye.